and they were talking about Finding Nemo, and they were like, "Oh, what's that sound the seagulls make?" And I flew out of the curtain. I was like, "My." And Nick Lachay was like, "Yeah, that's the one." I was like, "Thank you guys."
What's Gucci, fam? It's Brent Carlin on the Brent Carlin podcast. I forget what episode this is. Is this Unlucky 13?
Maybe.
For some reason,
possibly, yeah.
13 is what I feel like the number of the podcast is. And if it isn't, it doesn't matter because this is the intro that we're going with anyway. And our guests today, Kylie and Leandra of The Beaches.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Are you guys both wearing loud luxury hats?
We are.
What kind of summer are you about to have with that loud luxury hat?
I actually love that band. They have a couple songs that are so goddamn good. Aren't they a Toronto band too?
I think they're from like London or something. Oh. But who knows? I'm a super fan. So
are you?
Yeah. I don't know. I met them at the MMVAs when I was beyond blackout, and I literally don't remember meeting them. But since then, we've just like kind of stayed in touch. It's so funny. So they sent us these hats, and Leandra's like, "Let's wear them," and I was like, "I'm down."
I only knew the song "You Want to Live in the Six."
Ride in the six.
And I was hanging out with a couple of my girlfriends like a few weekends ago, and they both were like Loud Luxury the whole time, and I was like, are they still around? No offense to Loud Luxury, but like I thought they were just like that song and that's it.
I kept hearing that song.
Yeah, new bangers. Gold.
I mean, yeah, that sounds great.
I kept hearing that song all over the radio, and then I realized they're from Toronto, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow.
We're taking over.
The best, honestly.
Yeah,
I have a Loud Luxury story too. If we want to kick off the podcast with a lot of Loud Luxury talk, I don't know how good it is, but when my old relationship was absolutely crumbling, and I couldn't tell who the girl that I was dating was anymore. She was hanging out. The one I was in before this. I don't want to name names. It feels bad. But if you know anything about my life, you know exactly who it is. So that was happening, and I was like, this person seems like they're only in Toronto for clout now. This is very strange. They're hanging out with some people that they weren't normally hanging out with. It was a Loud Luxury type crowd, and they're hanging out at, I'm pretty sure, one of them lived at the Thompson Hotel.
That feels right.
That feels right.
And they were there like all the time. And I was like, what do you mean you're just hanging out at the Loud Luxury dude's hotel condo?
We saw them, Kai.
That's apparently where we met them, but I don't even remember going to the Thompson. Like I was blackout at that point. So I don't know.
Picturing a Weekend at Bernie's scenario where Kai's just wearing sunglasses and being like marionetted into every situation.
Pretty much I needed everybody to tell me what I did because I had no idea. I'm pretty sure I ran into both of you that night at some point. Maybe
we've never been invited to the MMVA, so I guarantee not.
Yeah. They're more of an iHeartRadio crowd.
Yeah,
true.
Do you guys like walk the red carpet there?
Yeah, we
did.
Is that weird? I've never done that before. Obviously, I've never like done any hosting for it though, is what I mean. But that's got to be really uncomfortable. Just thinking about it.
I just feel like because we're from Toronto and we grew up watching the show, I'm like, I shouldn't be here right now. I feel like I'm trespassing.
Yeah, I felt that way too. And also we had this like person like ushering us through. It was like with like a clipboard and like a headset being like, okay, next stop. And you're like, the carpet's really small. Like that's the thing they don't tell you. It's not like big strides down a huge carpet. It's like, you're like basically like just stopping every 3 seconds. And pretty much all the fans who were there to see like Shawn Mendes, and nobody knew who we were. We were like the odd ones.
Anytime we walk anywhere, they're like, "Who's this? The Beaches? Who?" Just anyway.
How long ago was this?
I think it was 2018.
Yeah, I remember I used to live right down there, and the entire place would shut down for a week for like setup and the MMVAs. It was crazy.
We had our own day to rehearse. which was nuts because we were the only band who actually played like fully everything live. So we
Yeah.
had our own
Instruments,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. We thought we were gonna see all the celebs. We literally saw no one because
they just ran their tracked songs when nobody was on stage. We're like, okay, I get it.
I love the idea of it being like, okay, we'll get the Beaches in here because they actually play instruments and understand what a sound check is, but we'll make sure that none of the very famous people are kicking around too, because we don't want Leandra and Kylie and the gang to scare them off.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Where are the people when you're hanging out there? Do they have like a backstage area or their own trailer?
There's a backstage area and you're pretty much like there's just curtains keeping your like rooms apart. So ours was right beside NSYNC. So we were like
not NSYNC. No. They weren't there. It was freaking
98 degrees.
98 degrees.
Sorry.
That's a little less cool, but still.
No,
Yeah,
I think that's almost a better story because
Really?
yeah.
Did you meet Nick Lachay?
Yes.
Did you see his armband tattoo in person?
Yes, it's
He said.
thick. If I may say.
It's so thick.
My interaction with him was they were outside of our curtain and they were talking about Finding Nemo and they were like, oh, what's that sound the seagulls make? And I flew out of the curtain. I was like, my. And Nick Lachay was like, yeah, that's the one. I was like, thank you guys.
You don't mind if I take over here, do you, Nick? I kind of a Mac at Finding Nemo.
It's like, I'm not going to introduce myself after that one. Maybe, maybe not.
They were doing
And
some
that is
crazy.
how Nick Lachay ended up on the new Beaches record.
There you go. That's the story. Blow Up featuring Nick Lachay.
Remix.
We'll obviously talk about the music, but I have just one more question about the MMVAs. Did like obviously back in the day, the I guess like the big thing about the MMVAs was your entrance and like how could people top one another? Like if people were riding in tanks and stuff, and then obviously the world changed. And no offense to Much Music, but the MMVAs are not what they were in the past with just like budgets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So did you guys like have an idea for what you wanted the entrance to be, and then were they like have to scale everything back?
I wish.
They were like, you don't get an entrance. I think if we had one, we would really want to go Mariana's Trench kind of way, where you pop out of a cake.
Nice.
Very Joshua Ramsey.
Yes.
But they're like, no one knows you. You don't get an entrance. Just walk on the carpet.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like I contemplated for such a long time. I was like, if I'm ever in a band that gets to
What
be at
your
the
entrance
MMVAs,
would be?
yeah. And then like it was always like, I don't know, I'd get like a bus, I think. But it was never
Yes.
cool.
Like a school bus?
Yeah, like but I was like a kid, so maybe I thought that was what kids would like. I don't know.
Me and all the kids will roll up.
That feels very
Me
like
and
Aaron
an
Carter
entire
to
class. Yeah.
Yeah. Kylie and I were trying to get Shawn Mendes to take us as his combined date. So I feel like that was our dream entrance, was like one of us on each of his arms, but it didn't happen.
And the rest of the band is just
They're like following behind us.
holding your dresses.
It did get picked up by like big media like platforms saying like Kylie and Leandra from the Beaches want to take Shawn Mendes as a throuple. Like we saw it on like Yahoo News and we were like, we made it. Kypos Lee International.
Have you met him before? Did you run into him?
We met him.
The MMVAs.
Yeah. It was very like our manager had to talk to his manager and set it up, and it was like weird, but he's also really nice. It was just like an awkward kind of thing where you saw these two people like making a deal for us to go meet, and then it's like, okay, like, it felt like not real life.
There were beautiful photos that came out of that, though. There's one where Jordan was totally not ready. The only photo of her, and one eye's open, one closed, and she's just like this.
I've seen it so many times, and it hurts my heart because I think like this is very like our generation type fear, but one of my literal biggest fears is meeting somebody that I've always wanted to meet. Maybe it's Austin Matthews for the sake of this conversation. I ask a stranger to take a photo, and they fucking biff it.
It's gonna be bad. Of course it's gonna be.
That's the thing. Like, because I remember being on Maid of the Mist with friends a few years ago and being like, handing a camera, like a disposable camera to somebody. And like, how do I do this thing? Like, is it just click up top? I was like, cameras have been the same for so fucking long. You know exactly what to do. And I developed the photos, and none of our heads were in it.
Yeah,
I've taken a bunch like that.
People gotta know to take multiple, especially on an iPhone, like what we had. Freaking click.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy. If I give my dad my phone to take a picture, he'll do one. Like, why are you taking one picture? It's unlimited there.
So funny.
It is, yeah. It's a very old person thing to be like, click, got the shot. We are moving on to the next topic of the evening. But you're like, no. I'm gonna filter through those and painstakingly look at every little thing that's going on in my face and everyone else's face. When ultimately their faces don't matter. It's very much how I look in the photo.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, the MMVAs is a perfect segue to another big awards. Well, it's not even an awards night, maybe a night in Toronto, the Indy 88 birthday party. And Kylie, you were going to tell a story about how Brent has slept on that couch.
Yeah, Brent has slept on this couch behind me. I honestly am really not sure how that night came to be. Like, Leandra, can you help me a little bit here? Because again,
what night and how did you make it to the couch? I have no recollection.
You were also there.
Me, I was there.
We were both.
You guys were in the bed. You guys had to sleep over in the bed.
I remember the morning very well.
I remember the morning very well too.
Why? What happened? This sounds like a good story.
Tell it. I don't care.
Did you tell Brent?
Pardon?
I know what happened.
I
was there.
He knows what happened. Oh my god, I'm getting so red. This is so funny. Leandra, take it away.
Yeah, spill the tea.
I can't think of it's not my story to tell.
What do you mean? Okay, well, obviously, we all went to this Indy 88 birthday party, and we pretty much got like real, like we drank everything there.
Is this the toilet night?
Yes, this is also the toilet night.
Oh yeah, this is a wild night.
This is a really crazy night. We did.
My dad quickly say hi to you, Brent. He's been just say hi to him.
Hey, Brent.
Hey.
That's Carlin.
Hey,
welcome to the pod.
He's just been chilling over here, slowly opening the door. You want your watch? Okay.
Did you see my keys?
I put the keys in the kitchen. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Here. No, I haven't seen your house.
Okay. See you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Rob.
Okay, yeah, toilet night. Basically, we all got pretty wasted. In the morning, Kylie and I were in bed as friends.
Yeah.
And Kylie may have forgotten that Brent was there.
I did.
And she turned to me and said, "Good morning," and ripped the loudest fart I've ever heard. And if I may go into slight detail, it's kind of like an alcohol fart. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, Brent's just like, "Hi."
I'm still here.
Like he woke you up, and then seconds later, he ran to the washroom to throw up.
Who did? Who threw up here? Brent threw up.
I yarfed. Yeah, I yarfed in the Miller's toilet. That's my bad.
I'm actually crying right now. I can't believe
it was. I love the idea of, because I saw your family in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Tracy
I love the
right
idea
on
of
it.
your mom walking into your bedroom being like, "Oh, the local radio host slept."
How did you end up there?
Okay, so at the Indy 88 birthday party, we had the street team with like a merch table or something. And I was like, "Hey, I'm going to leave all of my stuff under this merch table with you guys because I don't want to carry it around while I'm like hosting on stage and doing stuff while I'm shaking hands and kissing babies and whatnot."
Yeah.
And instead of coming to get me when they packed up the merch table, they took all of my stuff and put it back into the station. It had my keys to my apartment and the keys to the station now inside the locked station. And I just remember being like, shit. And I was hanging out with with you guys and like Frankie and some other Elwyn's boys. I think Ferd was there. And we're just kind of like getting mashed at Sidebar, which is attached to the Danforth where the birthday party was. And I'm pretty sure I was just like, I don't have anywhere to stay. Like, I don't know how I can't get into my house. And I'm pretty sure it's just like, oh, well, I'll just go back to Kylie's because Frankie slept there too. And I assumed that I would be like sleeping with Frankie, but he slept in like the main floor and I was just on your couch.
Yeah, Frankie slept like literally right at his head next to where my dogs sleep. And then he let them up in my room and they peed all over my bed because they'd never been upstairs before. Like they were puppies. I was so pissed. Yeah, I remember you, me, Frankie, and Leandra were all in my bed at one point in the morning. My mom just poked her head in and I think she took a photo of us. And I was like, this is really weird, Mom. And my mom loves Brent.
It was, I mean, I'm blessed to have that relationship with Miss Miller because had it not been, it's like just a horrible look for me.
No, she said you're welcome back anytime.
Oh, it was a pleasure to puke in your toilet. I'm pretty sure I left like a handful of darts in your couch too.
Really?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think I've like even like ever checked underneath these cushions, which is like pretty gross.
You look around, I guarantee there's some stale Belmonts kicking around from my time on there.
Well, we're gonna take a look later. I gotta see.
Deep clean.
Should we transition into our social media questions?
Oh, of course.
Sure, yeah.
Because Carlin showed me your latest TikTok, and I'm so baffled by it.
Pass the tea.
I don't know TikTok well enough to know if it's like a trend or just something you guys are doing, but there's a lot going on, and it's not my place to ask anything about it.
No.
So I'm just going to ask about TikTok in general, and whatever you guys want to say, you can tell us.
That one was fun. That was a trend that maybe we took too far. I think I took it too far. Like it starts out being really gentle,
like timid,
and then I just throw that TFC soccer player kind of threesome story in there.
I was amazed that she was okay with that going public.
I said, does everyone consent to me posting this? If you don't, like, no problem. And everyone's like, yeah, chill, whatever.
That's the problem. It's like we have 2 beers and we're like, yeah, we don't care anymore. Like we posted so many bad things online. We've actually gotten in trouble for like a couple of them, but not.
Do you have like someone who will take you or tell you to take stuff down? Like
we had it happen one time, but it was a misunderstanding. Like we were in Nashville and we went to a party at Kings of Leon's house, which is like weird. We didn't belong there, obviously. And we ended up getting kicked out of the party. Well, because the party was shutting down, but
we did not want to leave.
We didn't want to leave, and we got kicked out. Basically, we were like the last people at the party who just like overstayed their welcome. That was the vibe. And then we got back to the hotel.
Wait, how did they kick you out? Was there a security guard, or did Jared Followell like have to be like, okay, it's time to leave, guys?
Caleb, you over there, Jared over here.
Caleb literally said, I think they rented a mansion and everybody left. We didn't know because we were in the washrooms just like making stupid Instagram videos. Because Kylie and I it was Halloween, we were dressed as Paris and Nicole. So we were in the washroom and we came out. Everyone's gone except the cleanup crew, and they're just like, why are you still here?
So we eventually decided to leave, and then we went to like a bunch of bars in like downtown Nashville. Like our tour manager, James, like, who is calling me? No.
What?
Sorry, someone just phoned me. I don't know who it was. Our tour manager, James, like threw up at a Waffle House. I remember. And then we got like so wasted. We went back to the hotel, and I think I really had to pee. And someone was using the toilet. So I peed in the bathtub, and Leandra took.
Sorry, we all 4 of us piled into that hotel washroom, and I said, this would be a great opportunity to go live on Instagram.
Oh yeah. So at like 4 a.m. In Nashville.
Jordan's like washing her face. Eliza was pooping. I didn't know because I was like, no. I'm just filming everything. And Kylie's like, I really gotta pee. So she goes into the bath, takes her pants off, and just horse pees, like just
and at the same time, we were talking about how we got kicked out of Kings of Leon's party. So everybody thought that we did this foul thing at Kings of Leon's party. And we woke up to like 400 calls from like label management being like, take it down right now. Like we got in so much trouble for it. And we're talking about it again. So
isn't there an option at the end of a Instagram live video to either post it or not post it?
He posted it.
Drunk me was like, in the morning, this is going to be sick. Keep it up.
I can't wait to laugh at how funny I am tomorrow.
How'd you get invited to a Kings of Leon party in the first place?
It was
we were on tour with Death from Above, so they got the invite. It was Death from Above, Kings of Leon, all their supermodel girlfriends, and
Cage the Elephant,
and us.
Wow. Whoa.
We didn't belong.
Wild. And we love a celeb sighting, so we were just being fucking annoying all night.
How long ago was this?
2017.
So you guys are pretty young at this party too.
I'm pretty sure I was like 19. Like
I don't think you were legal in the States.
No. I don't even know. I don't know if I was legal in Canada. Like I think it was like just around that time. I might have been turning 19.
It's always such a weird feeling when you're the youngest person in the room. And I feel like for a lot of your band shows, that was you guys, right?
Oh yeah. I'm the youngest in the band. I used to have to like go to restaurants, like especially like playing at Lee's and stuff. They don't let any underage people like hang in there. So I'd have to sit at the sushi restaurant next door and then wait till like 5 minutes before we went on stage and then walk through the crowd, play, and then get escorted out. Yeah, it was nuts.
Wow.
Holy shit.
I didn't even think about that, but I didn't think that would happen.
Like Lee's and the Horseshoe are really strict about it. So we'd always try and like find like a way to sneak me in. And sometimes I'd try and hide. They'd always find me.
Say hi to friends.
Hi, Celeste.
It's a family affair in here. Sorry.
I love the revolving door of Leandra.
Yeah. Leandra, are you in a hallway?
People need to go through that door to get somewhere.
Everybody needs something. You can't have this charger. I need it.
If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, you know exactly what's going on. If you're listening to this on Spotify or Apple, this is very confusing, but Leandra's whole family is taking turns walking through this door.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see. I still love it. I live at home.
Do you have a family room computer still? Like a computer in the family room?
Do, but I'm on my laptop. The computer is right behind my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Desktop.
Nice.
And a frame photo of my dad sleeping beside my cat.
Aww. That's so sweet. I was also looking at your the Instagram, or not the Instagram, the TikTok account that you guys have. Leandra, how'd you learn how to unicycle, and what's the story behind learning how to unicycle? Because you do it to the maybe my favorite TikTok dance, the Weekend Blinding Lights one.
That video, in my opinion, should have gone viral.
I agree. I completely agree. You should repost it now because it's one of your first videos that you guys posted.
Is that a thing people do? Can you repost and like that's?
I don't know. Does it
matter?
You
can like
maybe
save it and repost it because I've definitely done that because I believed too hard in some of my ideas as well, only to be followed up with more failure.
Less views than when you originally posted it.
Cool. Glad I deleted it.
I learned how to unicycle when I was probably like 14 or 15. Just one summer, I was like, gonna do this. So I went to like Peterborough, bought a unicycle off of Craigslist, and then taught myself how to unicycle.
I didn't know this. You always pull out these weird things, like random facts. Like she's been my best friend for 10 plus years, and she tells me things every day where I'm like, what? I knew
There's a new story. Her favorite one I pulled out recently is that I was part of a study where I went into a room alone and watched episodes.
Watched what?
Watched episodes of Hannah Montana when they fed me pizza, and it was to see if I would eat more while watching Hannah Montana or nothing in front of me. And both times I was like, I'm gonna eat whatever you put in front of me.
What type of a study is that?
Who asked you to do this?
Yeah, this is definitely a fetish something, I'm sure.
It was through U of T. I don't know, but I was feeding Cineplex gift cards.
What is
given Cineplex gift cards?
It's so weird. She told me this and I actually couldn't breathe. It was so strange.
I don't believe it almost.
Yeah,
Because I want to know what's the point. Is like this guy from U of T on behalf of Family Channel or Big Pizza wants to know that, like, what's the correlation that they're trying to find out here?
Would kids eat more if they were watching TV? And the episodes always had to be Hannah Montana for some reason. Every single week, it was a new season.
You went back for weeks.
I went back for months.
Months? How did you get picked? How did you get picked for this study?
I don't know. Me and my sister were both picked.
She's got scene points coming out the ass because of this, though, dude.
How did they reach out to you, or how did you sign up for this?
I don't know. I think my mom found it in like the paper.
It was the Peterborough Craigslist unicycle guy. I have another side job.
Yeah.
Man, looking for local young girls to come watch TV and eat pizza.
While I just see if they eat it or not.
Anyway,
That's
yeah,
hilarious.
unicycling is kind of up that alley for me. It just, I don't know. It was random. It was my summer challenge. Hot girl summer kind of vibe.
I'm trying to figure out how to even come back from that.
Yeah.
And also, like, if I had a story that, like, I'm trying to figure out my equivalent of your Hannah Montana study pizza story. Like a story that is so shocking that no one knows it and no one would believe it. But I don't think I have something comparable.
Yeah, and it's got to come out of total left field. It's like, oh yeah, guys, it's like this one time where all summer I watched Hannah Montana and ate pizza for Cineplex gift cards. It's like, sorry, what? And what is that related to?
How much did you have to watch in one sitting? Was it like an hour of it, or did they make you sit
I think it
through
was an
4
hour.
hours? Okay.
Yeah.
And how many slices were you driving India?
It was those little McCain frozen like circular pizzas.
Oh, it wasn't even good pizza.
I mean, those are bomb, but
They are good.
Shout out
Those are-
McCain's if you want to sponsor the pod.
Yeah, that's the type of
McCain's.
pizza that you get so sick of so quick. Like I can eat pizza all day, but if it's one of those, you get sick of them pretty quick.
Not if you're Leandra, man. She went back for that pizza for a month.
For months.
and part of the study was you had to get up at 7 and eat the same breakfast every time. So they would send you skim milk with whole wheat Cheerios and an orange juice, and you had to eat that and then go to the study.
It gets weirder.
The
I was just
things
about to
that-
say, I thought it hit peak weird.
The things that people will do for Cineplex points or Cineplex gift cards.
Yeah, seriously. Do you still have like a ton of gift cards? Like, take me to a movie. She's muted.
Sorry, my sister's having. Just take the charger. Mute.
Earl sister fight. Classic.
How many family members does she have? Like, how many more people can we expect to see here?
Oh, she has
I'm
a
looking
brother
forward to them. Okay.
and also her mom. So it's a house of 5. Party of
I've
5.
Nice.
never met the brother or even seen a photo of the brother.
Oh, really?
He looks exactly like Leandra. With a beard, obviously.
Oh wow. He's
Bunch
a
of
handsome guy.
scholars.
Yeah. What's he taking?
What do you mean? What's he taking?
Oh, is that a high school grad? He had that.
Oh,
is
yeah,
that a high
yeah,
school grad?
sorry.
He had that beard in high school.
No,
That looks like university.
Yeah, this was like a Ryerson grad.
Oh,
He's a banker now. He works at RBC.
wow. I bank
think
with
we
RBC.
should probably mention the fact that they've put out a brand new EP and
Yes.
fans
Oh,
want to hear about it.
Probably at some point.
Right? We should talk about that. I mean, I don't want these to always be like I like the fun conversations that we have around and just having you guys on as people, but it seems like something we should be talking about because Future Lovers fucking rips.
Oh, thank you.
I think I sent both of you guys messages. Like it's really fucking good. And it's I don't know if it's weird like hearing people talk about your music to you, but it's one of those things where it's like it has all of like the Beach's staples of like your catchy riffs, your big hooks, but it feels like the production's like a little more sparkly and polished this time around. Like what was your vibe making this? And it, like how much of this was created through the pandemic and like what was that situation like for you guys?
We actually wrote it like within 3 months of writing The Professional. Like they were supposed to kind of go hand in hand, but
Okay.
we decided to like hold off after like COVID hit because we weren't really sure if everybody was gonna like want to listen to songs about partying and like drinking, like when nobody could see each other and it was like looking really grim. But yeah, it definitely feels like an elevated kind of step up for us. Like there's a little bit more like disco and like pop elements to it that we haven't really experimented with that much before. And it was really cool. I think we did it in Toronto like a couple months after getting off tour with Passion Pit, and it came together really well. But we have had the songs for like a year and a half, so we've kind of been sitting on them through the entire pandemic.
Did that make the pandemic more difficult, knowing that you were supposed to do all these things?
Yeah, like we were supposed to release the record and we had like this crazy tour lined up with AWOL Nation, and we were supposed to go like play all these amazing venues in the States. So it just felt like a little bit of like we were gaining so much momentum with like that tour, because we pretty much sold out every show on that tour and the professionals seemed like a success. We thought that it was going to like be the next kind of like big thing for us, and then it just kind of stopped. Everything stopped. I mean, everybody had to go through a lot of things. It just was a weird thing when you're really building momentum and then like you stop. But
Carlin, yeah. You don't want to say.
Sorry, no, I'm trying. We only have, because I keep forgetting to upgrade this to Pro, and we only have 4 minutes left on this session, so I'm trying to punch in my credit card information as we speak and upgrade to Pro right now.
This podcast fucking rules. I love
Share
it.
your screen.
I love it.
Share your screen. That's so funny.
No. Oh, okay, I see why it's not working.
I don't have any money in my account.
This is gonna take 1 minute, but yeah.
It's all good. But Lee Dog, do you have any other like things to say on that?
No, just that we were so stoked to put, I guess, Future Lovers out right after. I feel like we wanted to put it out right after the last tour, and then to just have it ready and have to sit on it for over a year was, I don't know.
So it was written, or it was recorded and in the can and you couldn't release it, or you didn't feel like the time was right to release it?
It was fully done.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So like that is incredibly frustrating.
So
were you sorry, go ahead, Carlin.
Do you keep writing music over the past year, or do you just feel like nothing, like you got to get this one out before you can move forward?
Yeah, we've been continuing to write like every time we kind of like get out of lockdown, we go in the studio and like write, and we're like writing on our own and stuff. But I think that actually it ended up being kind of good timing releasing this record, because now things are finally like starting. It feels like there's a light at the end of the tunnel and things are starting to like open up with everyone getting vaccinated and stuff. So I feel like people are ready to hear like party anthems now. But we're really excited to get like the new songs that we've been working on in the pandemic out there too.
So did you record these songs? You said you had them in the can for a year. A year ago, we're still in the pandemic. Were you recording these as the pandemic hit, or were they recorded before the pandemic?
I think it might have been 2 years ago, maybe.
We recorded, I think, like summer of 2019.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be tough to sit on that.
They've been ready. But I mean, we just shot like the cover and all the new press shots for this and came up with the EP title. So it gave us time to like put more thought into that stuff, and we're really happy with how the photos look.
Mm-hmm.
Who does come up with the, I don't know the right terminology for it. I'll just say like the outfits that you wear, because you guys always have such a cool style to all your press shots and everything. And the new EP with it's like suits, like colored suits,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you come up with that?
Well, we hired a stylist, but yeah, that was my idea. Like I put like a lookbook of all these like old 70s catalog shots with people in like colorful, all wearing like this like different colorful suit and like standing in weird positions, like like really posed awkward positions. And I thought it was so quirky and cool. And then we got a stylist to help us like get the right colors and make sure that everything like looked good together, because it was like an idea of mine that I didn't know how to make into a reality. And so she really helped us with that. And then Leandra came up with a lot of the posing, because she's our lanky supermodel. You did a lot of the
Yeah, I
posing.
don't remember. I'll just freaking bend like a giraffe and be like, this one? That
No, but
night?
you were like, okay, everybody stand on one with one leg up, and I was wearing 8-inch heels, and I kept thinking I was gonna eat it, like just fall over and take them all down. But
when you guys are making a music video, are you more comfortable on stage in front of the thousands of people that you're playing in front of, or what makes you more uncomfortable, playing in front of people or being like on set doing a music video? Because I find those, when you have to perform for a camera in like a smaller group of people, it's super nerve-wracking.
Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Anything more intimate where you can actually see people's faces and like pick out individuals is way more nerve-wracking than like just a sea of people. Because I'll just kind of like look above everybody when I'm playing.
Yeah.
I mean, I will look at people, but like if I get nervous or something, it's just like I'll look out and it's just bodies.
Are you guys like, when you're, especially for the blow up music video, like you shared a lot of like behind the camera moments of that stuff happening where you're like, Eliza's drumming to her own shit, or you guys are all doing like your skit for the video. Are you guys watching each other and like taking some of that pressure off? Or are you like, I need to leave this person alone because I know how like awkward it can be?
Well, technically because of COVID, like the set was really closed and limited. So like Leandra and Jordan shot on one day, and then Eliza and I shot on one day. But Leandra and her girlfriend came to like take photos of everybody. So once she showed up, I actually was like, there was so much pressure that was off me. Like I felt way more comfortable that like my best friend was there to watch, because I am definitely not an actor, and it was like really nerve-wracking, like having to sit at that desk. And you know, if I have a guitar or something, I can like fake rock out and I can get into it, but not having that, I was like, without my protective armor, very nervous. But I just channeled my mom, and Leandra made me feel better. So
What'd you do? Did you do anything to help her make her feel better?
I think I was just like a supportive mom from the sidelines.
Yeah.
I'm like, way to go, sweetie.
Yeah, that's what you were doing. And I'd look over and you would be like you give me that.
It's like photo shoots I find incredibly awkward too. But if I have somebody there, I'm like a baby who needs fucking keys jingled in order to be like, get a good smile out of me, or else I'm like,
exactly.
That is my least favorite day of the year or 2 years. However often we have to do them in radio, where you have to go do a photo shoot for 4 hours.
oh
It's
my
so,
God,
and I
man.
never know what to do with my hands or how to stand cool.
That's
or
what
anything.
Leandra always says that.
And I'll whisper to everyone while we're all standing there and everyone's like smiling, I'm just chatting because I feel so awkward. I'm like, here go my hands, and everyone's like, fuck up.
Yeah.
And the more people you get in a picture, the harder it is, because it's like, how do we all stand and position ourselves to make it look cool, I guess is what you want to look.
Radio's impossible to make yourself look cool.
You can't.
Radio's especially a morning show, because it's always like, these guys. What am I gonna do with these guys?
But what do you do? Like,
how do you show what, like, an outfit can make you understand what kind of music somebody makes, but radio, you're like trying to have normal conversations that are relatable and funny. But for years it's been like, I'm gonna wear a Hawaiian t-shirt and a funny hat because waka waka, it's the morning. You're like, I don't know how to accurately fucking show you what this show is going to be like through my body.
Every single one of them has like caution tape and a megaphone too.
Oh my God, yeah, that's a huge thing.
We don't let this guy talk.
Roz and Mocha, that's for sure. They've done that a million times. Seen that on the subway 100%.
Yeah, I love a good Marilyn Dennis like power suit that she wears,
and she's like,
and like her hands are always in front of her legs, and I'm like, that is hot.
You know what? I will give Marilyn Dennis a lot of props on her ads, because what I see is what I get with Marilyn Dennis, and it's not like over the top. Yeah, it's just like, I think the shit that drives me the most crazy is these guys are nuts.
It sucks though when you get a lot of people in there, because you'll be going through pictures and you just hope that they pick one, if you're doing ads, that you look okay in, because when you get 3 or 4 people in a picture, one of you isn't going to look 100% good and one of you isn't going to be the happiest with the photo. So you hope that you're the one that looks good and not the one that looks bad in the
It's
picture.
Jordan with Shawn Mendes.
Yeah, honestly.
There's going to be one out of the 3 or one out of the 4 that doesn't like it. At least. At
Mhm.
least.
Yeah, there always is. I think Jordan just doesn't. She'll roll with whatever.
So what
that's
are
my Shawn Mendes pick? Okay.
what are your like biggest? I don't want to say pet peeves, but what are those kind of days for you? Like, is it media days where you have to do a lot of interviews? Like, what part of the gig is your least kind of favorite when it comes to maybe like outside of playing shows of being a band?
I mean, like when you're having good conversations and like doing good interviews or even doing stuff like this with your friends, it's like it's a breeze, it's so fun. But like when there's a bad interview and they ask like dumb questions that are like really just sexist and like annoying, that's not fun. Having to kind of, especially when we were first starting out, a lot of the questions were like, oh, what's it like to be in a girl band? It's like, I don't know like what being in a male band or a boy band would be like. I don't know that experience. I don't know that story. I don't know. That got really frustrating for me. But now we just kind of, we don't really have to deal with that anymore. I don't know. What's your biggest pet peeve, Lee Dog?
I'm trying to think. I think just maybe if like interviews or things happen right before the show where it feels like it's squished in and
Oh,
here you
yeah.
have to do this, and I'm like, I'm in show mode and I'm so nervous. I want to just like get into my routine. That kind of gets on my nerves of like,
Yeah.
I want to do my job perfectly and I don't want to have to think about other stuff before.
Yeah, like sometimes you'll have to meet someone like a agent or like a label person or like a, I don't know, like a big hotshot, like right before you go on and have to have like this meeting and then you play and it just completely throws you off.
Can we not do this after the show? Do you still get that nervous? And do you think it'll always happen?
I don't I don't really get nervous unless it's like in like playing where at a place where I know that my family or my friends are going to be there. Then I get kind of nervous, but like
yeah, that does make it 100 times worse if you have to do any like public speaking or anything. If there's people there that you know and who are going to point out, well, I don't know if anyone's going to point out like all the mistakes that you do, but
you know that they notice your mistakes more.
Yeah.
And it's 100 times nerve-wracking, and they're probably going to be like, oh, you were so great up there. And you just think to yourself, what do you actually think about what happened up there?
Yeah, I feel like it's hard when you know people in the crowd because then they know like the real me, kind of like me, whereas on stage I'm trying to be like this persona of like cool rock star. So I'm like, what's up, everyone? They're like, you're a fucking geek. We know you. God.
Yeah.
That's my mom.
She unicycle.
Poser!
Yeah. Who's
you got
doing
some
here?
Fucking whack ass friends that they're doing that shit.
Oh God.
She gave a rock on symbol to the crowd. Fuck you. We know you don't do that.
Oh, she does it every 3 seconds.
I do it every 3 seconds.
We do an event for Indie 88 called On the Record, and I have to go on stage and interrupt people playing music to ask them questions like every couple of songs. And would that not completely throw your vibe off?
I would not love that personally.
It doesn't seem like any of the bands do.
Why did they do it that way?
Yeah.
It's like song, question, and I do it live in front of an audience, and Half Moon Run wasn't psyched.
Oh wait, here's another family member. Come on, Mom, they've met everyone. Come on, say hi, Brent and Carlin. Hello.
Hi. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you. And Carlin, Mom, and Carlin. Hi, Carlin.
Hey, how are you today?
That's Carlin and that's Brent. I think they heard you.
Nice to meet you.
I don't know which is who.
If I get a pass as Carlin Bird, I'm having a good day.
Real quick, Mom, how did Celeste and I get that little gig where we went and watched Hannah Montana and ate pizza at U of T for Cineplex gift cards? Remember? That study?
Oh, yeah.
That never
How?
happened. It was a dream.
Oh, wow. I don't remember.
Doesn't remember. We just did it.
I don't remember.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when you get older.
Oh, that's okay.
That's absolutely okay.
I don't remember.
That's
where
okay,
that
Mom.
came from.
I can't really picture Half Moon Run enjoying that though, knowing the kind of music that they play. I don't
Yeah.
think that would be up their alley.
Yeah, they weren't exactly psyched, and it was uncomfortable. One more thing, you just talking about like getting into show mode before you guys go on. Does each person have their own routine? Do you guys have a routine as a band that you go through before you play shows? Because I know some people are like creatures of habit when it comes to that stuff.
We like to listen to My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas, and
Great
then
song.
pretty much just like jump around to it really to get the juices flowing, and then we go on stage. Pretty much that's like
Well, I feel like
the
the routine
routine.
is like an hour before I'm doing my makeup and my hair, 15 minutes before I pee, then 5 minutes before another little pee. And that is, I will do that every night to a T.
Yeah, you have to pee like 3 times before we go on, and then we'll be side stage and she's like, do I have time to pee? And I'm like, nope, you've already
If I miss that last 5-minute pee and we're getting ready to go on stage, I'm worrying about it. So
Ruins the
You
entire
don't want
day.
that in the back of your head. One thing that I really like respected about seeing LCD Sound System live is they're like, this is gonna look like we're going off for an encore. We're all old and our bladders can't do this. We just need to pee and we'll be right back. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I love the honesty with it. You're not trying to make us chant your name. You're just taking a piss.
That's so funny. Oh my God, we should do that.
Hey, you mentioned 2 bands that I've been a fan of since for forever, DFA and Passion Pit, touring with them. What's your favorite tour that you've been on?
I mean, DFA was really fun because that was our first tour that we ever did in the States. I think probably that one for me.
Yeah, that one has a lot of great stories. I feel like.
And we like really bonded with them, and like we had just like so much fun, and we went to Vegas, like we didn't have a show in Vegas. Like we just decided to all drive to Vegas and stay there for a night.
Wow.
Sick.
At the
I was-
casino.
Yeah, Leandra made $75 playing blackjack.
Really?
That was roulette.
Oh, roulette. Sorry.
I love
Same
that.
thing.
Yeah, DFA Jesse would let me use his money as long as he could sit there and drink for free. And he's like, you can do whatever you want. I'm just gonna sit here and drink. I was like, sick, let me play with your money.
Wow.
That was probably the
rules.
best one. Jordan would say with the Glorious Sons for sure, but she's not here.
How long was that tour?
That one I think was like about just shy of a month.
It was like a Canadian run, right?
Yeah.
Well, seeing you guys play the ACC was fucking cool.
Yeah.
Or Scotiabank Arena. I'm not sure if the name had changed by then, but
I think it
ACC
just
forever.
had.
I'm like a proud parent. If you look in my phone, every time that you guys were on the big screen, it's just like, look how fucking big they are. This is nuts. Like, didn't take any photos of the stage at all, just like the screen.
That's so
I
funny.
love that.
No, that was a big one for sure. But hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we'll be able to tour a little bit more next year, especially like in Canada, but also outside of Canada. We want to just travel again because we're missing that quite a bit.
Is there big plans to get back out on the road as soon as you're able to?
Yeah, pretty much. I think like there's going to be a little announcement coming soon of some fun info
Ooh.
regarding that.
Here's the
Cool.
scoop on
Yeah,
our
the
podcast. Here it is.
The scoop for the pod.
Should we end it with getting a scoop?
I feel like every band probably has a tour coming out of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
only this pod has
Yeah,
this
only
scoop.
we know about this one.